What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Clear Talk. I'm your host, Armin Shafi, and I'm missing my co-host, Jeanette Oduro. But this is the #1 show for coaches that want to scale their business to 7 figures, become millionaires or 6-figure earners, and become leaders while doing it. So the big question is, how did coaches like myself and my team go from risking everything on the line and creating a business around helping other people and changing their lives? How do we go out there and get clients like that, get our message in the marketplace, all while still making a big difference and a big profit? That is the big question in this show. Every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern time gives you the answer. So if you're live right now with me, just say #live in the comments below. I would love to know where you're tuning in from. I'll be watching you from my phone. But if you're watching this live right now, let me know from where. Hold on, let me open this up. There we go. Let me know from where in the world you're tuning in from. If you're catching the replay right now, make sure you stay, because we usually drop incredible amounts of gold gems in this show, and it's like kind of stuff that clients would pay for. So I want you to get that. If you're not in the program, get as much free value as you can. So make sure you stay for the rest of the show. And if you do come in, make sure you put #replay so I know you caught it afterwards. So we got Aristotle, what's up, baby, from Vancouver, BC. Got Marielle from Slovenia, Europe, live right now. That's awesome. If you're on right now, let me know where you're from, and we can rock and roll. Look at that. Igor's from Brazil. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Cool. Welcome, guys. Super excited, man. I've been right now, I'm out in California. Next up is going to be Miami. Then it's going to be Orlando, Florida. And I'm going to be going to the Funnel Hacking Live 2021 by Russell Brunson. I'm going to tell you this. Exciting news, actually, I just wanted to share with everyone. For the last 2 years, I have been with my team set on the fact that we're gonna hit 2 Comma Club award. And it's 2 Comma Club, if you don't know what it is, in the ClickFunnels world, is when you reach over $1 million cash collected in US cash through one funnel. Okay, hey Carmen, what's going on from Baxter? I think that's Minnesota. I could be wrong. I'm not from the state, so when you guys give me like state acronyms, I have to guess. MN, I'd be Minnesota. But yeah, so for the last 2 years, it's been my dream. My mind's been set. I'm like, we're going to do 2 Comma Club award, and we're going to walk that stage, and we're going to grab our plaque. And it's really the sentiment behind it. It's not even the fact that we made the money. Like, the money, honestly, it makes no difference. Like, it just sits in your bank account and you do some good with it. But it was the fact that we said we're going to do something, we did it. And just yesterday, 2 days ago, Manitoba, there you go. Okay. Manitoba. Just 2 days ago, it's August 14th now. I applied for the 2 Comma Club award application. I had to show proof of income. So I showed them my bank accounts, showed them my funnel, showed them my Stripe account. And guys, it's quite exciting, man. It's super exciting. We finally submitted our 2 Comma Club award application. So I just got to hear back from them now about being approved and accepted into the club. What's more exciting to me more than the money, because the money is like the least exciting part of it, because literally it's just a transaction for services for money, right? But what's exciting is to get to that first million in sales, who I had to become, what my business had to grow into, how many people I had to help. We've created now 4 millionaires this year alone from our work and our coaching. We're going to be going on to the 5th millionaire too. We've created about 20 different 6-figure coaches who have hit that five-figure a month mark. And our millionaires have hit that 6-figure a month mark, some of them multiple 6 figures a month. And it's like, how many people we had to help, who I had to become myself in the process, who my team had to become, who I had to become for my team, and who my team had to become for us to hit this. How many failures I had to go through, how many adversities, how many challenges, like all these things we're invested into making that first million. And it's not the first million I've made in business. This is about to be this. It's the second million now. The first million I made, roughly about 800,000 to 900,000, was through seminars. That was my first million, but I didn't run it through a funnel, right? I was just doing business. The second million I made is that million through a funnel, and it didn't go through a funnel only. Like it's like the funnel was the lead generator of it. Like our programs are based on ClickFunnels and all that, but what's more important is that in this community, when you hit that 2Com Club board, it's a statement like, hey, it's possible. If I can do it, you can do it. And that's really what I enjoyed about it, because lots of people hit this club every year. So I kept thinking it's possible for me. You know, the starting point of any goal you want to have that you don't know is believable is believing it's possible. That's the starting point of all achievement. Belief in the goal. So MN Deep says, I'm claiming one of those next millionaire spots. Yes, you are, girl. You could be working with us. We're gonna be doing it. Okay. If you're on, by the way, right now, let me know where you're from. Just put in the chat real quick where you're tuning in from. If you're live, by the way, put hashtag live. Replay, you're catching the replay. Hashtag replay. We got some good questions in queue today. Just know that I have questions submitted to me I'm going to be answering, but also I can answer your questions live. So make sure you interact with me in the chat, and we'll get to like working together, and I'll answer your questions live as well. From Toronto, MND's from Toronto. Alice from Montreal. Oh, brother, I didn't know you're from Montreal. That's great. Okay, cool. So anyways, I want to share that with you guys. Brian is from Clyde Hill, Washington. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the show. By the way, we go live every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because we drop new videos every week on how to scale your coaching business. Jeanette says, live, miss you too, tuning in from Ghana. Jeanette, where you at, girl? Where you at, girl? Hamid is watching. What's up, brother? So yeah, just sharing some milestones with you guys. Submitted our $1 million application 2 days ago, so we just got to hear back. A month from now, we'll be walking the stage, grabbing our plaque, and it happened. And what's more exciting is that when we say we're going to do something, we do it. So I want to help you guys now. My question is, like, what are your questions? I have some questions here I'm going to be going through, but really I want to know, what are your questions so that I can help you guys with your goals. Hit your first million, hit your first 100 grand, hit your first $500,000, whatever the goal is. What's up? What's up, Ken? You have a beautiful day too. So if you're tuning in right now, let me know where you're from. It'd be great. And let's rock and roll, baby. All right, let me pull up these questions. Okay. So we got a question right here. Let me just show my screen so I can see the question and see you guys. All right, so let's rock and roll. First question over here is, hey, Kim, Montreal. That's awesome. All over the world, eh? We got people all over the world. All right, so here is first question. So if you have any questions live, by the way, let me know in the chat and I'll answer them. All right, first question. I'm just in the aftermath of my first beta launch. I got so many new clients and I'm excited, but I think I need more help. I need help managing it all. Is it too early to build a team? That's from Liliana R. Hell yeah, it's too early to build a team. Team is not something you build off of that. In fact, what's worse than not having a team and being alone is building a team too quickly and then having all this responsibility and just slowing yourself down. So no one has any business building a team during a beta phase. The only time I think it's that you would have a team during a beta is if you already had a team. That's different. I had seminar team and I took my resources and I put it into my coaching business online. But if you're just starting out, you should not be thinking about teams. You shouldn't be hiring anyone or anything. And there's nothing to manage. You're in beta launch. Like, you sell a bunch of people and then you deliver coaching. It's not hard. You just do a session every week and just get everyone to do your program, and then you practice, and then you start building out the system for the program and then building out a team. So let me talk about team building real quick. In order, this is the most important hires you should need to have in order. Think of team building like hiring and training. Think of it as something that takes things off your plate so you can get to the next level. Okay. Don't think of it as, I need someone to do this. It's not like, oh, I have time, or someone should like, it's not a random thing. There should be a lot of purpose behind every person you hire, is what I'm trying to say. Or else you get stuck in a mistake where what's going to happen is you're going to be hiring people and not knowing what to do with them. You understand? Like, that's a really bad problem to have. Okay. So the way you fix that is simple. First thing you need to hire, you need to start thinking you need to do as much as you can yourself, right? So that you're overwhelmed. If you're overwhelmed, it's good. That means you're doing a lot. That's actually a good thing. If you're not overwhelmed and you're underwhelmed or bored, you're not doing enough. But if you're overwhelmed, it's a sign that you're doing enough things. You're doing new things. So of course you're gonna be overwhelmed. Now, the first thing you need to do is remove all things from your to-do list that don't make money. So what are the only two things that make money? Booking calls and closing sales, right? So unless you're on a phone taking a sales call, or you're in organic or in your ads, depending on what your method is, and you're doing things that make you book calls, everything else doesn't make you money. So it's the first thing that you have to hire out when you want to scale, when you want to get to the next level. An assistant that takes care of administrative things, things that don't make money. It's like maintenance stuff. So someone who's taking care of your schedule for you, talking to clients for you, if you need things. Someone who's taking care of paperwork like agreements and bookkeeping, accounting stuff. Someone who's doing errands for you because you need something done. Someone needs to find something for you. Someone needs to organize something for you. Like literally time-consuming things are what an assistant would do. And an EA, an executive assistant, is someone who does all things for you, even personal, so that you can just focus on booking calls, closing calls. Understand? So that's the first hire you would get, an assistant. And again, this is not always absolute true. I'm just giving you an experience of what I think is the smartest thing to do, hiring in order. Then you hire a setter. Now, if you're doing organic, the way we teach like hyper organic, you're gonna get a call setter that literally their full-time job is going online and talking to people and seeing if they're fit to work with you to book a call with them. If you're not doing that, you're doing probably some form of a funnel and you're running ads to it. And that's the way you're booking calls. Either way, if you're doing organic, you need a call setter because half of the thing that makes you money is booking calls. The other half is closing the sales on the calls, right? But the most time consuming thing out of both those things is booking calls because you're spending whatever 6 to 8 hours a day and you're going to be having conversations, you're going to be answering questions, and then you're going to be booking people. So it's a lot of like rinse and repeat work that's easy to teach, but it's like time consuming. It doesn't take a lot of skill set to do it. You just got to be good at conversations and knowing how to qualify. So that's the second thing you hire out because what you want to do is replace that 6 to 8 hours a day that you're putting into book calls to somebody else, give them a piece of the commission in exchange for your time back. So what you could take on more calls. So see, the next thing that's costing you money, like it's costing you money to book calls all day and not take calls. Because if you're booking calls for 6 hours, you don't have time to do sales calls until like the next day. And so what's happening is you have to keep interchanging, right? If you're alone, you book calls for a day, then you close calls for a day, then you book calls. So that means half your week you can't even do sales calls. Now, what if I can give you the time back? Then you can do a sales calls every single day and make more money every single day. So that means you hire out a setter so they take the marketing off your hands. You're still gonna have to post and stuff and do organic or whatever it is that you do to get attention, leads, but someone else is responsible for turning them into a call. Now you take calls all day. Now the question is, well, when do you hire out a salesperson, which is the third hire you should do in order? It's funny because most people go, well, that makes money. Why would I ever stop doing sales calls? Only when this happens. You stop doing sales calls and you hire someone to come replace you there only when it costs you money to take a sale. I know it sounds ridiculous, right? It costs you more money to actually close a client than it is for you to do something else. Here's an example. If I know I can build out a new funnel, or if I can build out a new post or system in my business, or I can build something, work on my business on something that could take us from 50 grand to 100 grand, but I'm too busy closing a $5,000 client on the phone all day, then it costs you more money to take a sales call and close the sale than it is to work on the business. So it's only when it costs more money for you to take a sales call and actually close the call that you could be making much more money in the company. The business could grow faster if you focus on building something else, not just taking another payment. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, it's funny, eh? That's like a whole nother thinking of it, especially for beginners when you're thinking about that. You get to a point where it costs you more money than what you charge on the phone to take a sales call. So it's like, it's better for you to give it to someone else, let them get a piece of the commission, and then you get your time back. And now you go and work on the business and build out the systems and all these things that will scale you past to 6 figures plus a month. So that's who I would hire in order: an assistant, a call setter, and then a sales rep. You can run $1 million business with just those 3 things. Okay. We did 660 grand last month. And I have 1 setter and I have 2 sales reps. And I only have 2 sales reps because, again, I have a good heart. Someone recommended me their daughter, and I worked with them, and I'm so happy I did. I chose to work with them, but I wouldn't have hired a second rep. I'm saying if that didn't happen. I truly would have just kept one person, made them rich. Now, both of them made a lot of money last month in commissions, as you can tell. So did my call center. And right now we're even looking for a second call center because now it's costing more money to only have one call center because we have too many leads, not enough call centers. So you see, every time it costs me more money, it costs me money to not get someone. Then I justify finding a new person to, bring in. It costs me more money to bring them here, but they'll make me more money. Does that make sense? So we did 660 grand last month alone. Yeah. 30-day period, which is crazy because our goal was 3 million for this year, and we did pretty much 1/5 of that in a month. So what we did is what the goal is in that case is to find someone now that can take that so you can get to the next level, because I want to work on my business. Does that make sense? So just gonna take a sip of coffee real quick. So that's strong coffee. So I have one setter, 2 reps, and then I have an operations manager, which was an assistant before. She's upgraded, which is Jay. And then I got other coaches too, and other people help me out, but that's like advanced hires, and you don't need to think about that until you're doing like 100 grand a month. So yes, that's pretty much team building. You don't need anything in beta. You only start hiring people when it's, like I told you, it starts costing more money to do things than to do something else. Pretty simple. I hope that answers the question, Liliana. Any questions so far from all the live viewers here on our Facebook Live in the group? If yes, let me know in the chat. If no, I'm gonna go to the next question. So the second question here says, being a solo coach has been a great journey so far. I sit around 10K months consistently. I want to take things to the next level though, and I've been approached to begin a partnership with another coach who serves my niche. Should I build a program with them or just keep doing my own program? It's a touchy one. First of all, 10K a month is just a starting point. There's not really anything there yet. If you're at high ticket, that's like 2 clients, maybe 3 clients a month. That's not a business yet. I best you got a great job that pays you a lot. But I wouldn't partner with someone. I don't know. I just always feel like partnerships are overrated and underestimate how much headache it is. Partnering with people is just, there's a time and place when having a partnership or collaborating with someone is smart because of the mastermind effect. But most people don't understand the mastermind the way they should. So they mistake a partnership, a mastermind partnership, with like using somebody. You know what I mean? Like you think like, oh, they have something I need. If you're ever going to partner with someone, never do it from a place of lack. Never look at someone and go, oh, they have a lot of things I need, so let me partner with them, because you come in at a disadvantage, right? Like, what do you bring to the table is the question. Because they have all these things you need. What if they're not thinking that about you? And so when you walk into a partnership with that kind of attitude, you're usually going to be taken advantage of, or you're going to accidentally take advantage of them. I just don't think partnerships are necessary. I partnered once with a guy. I didn't even partner. Like, he just shoved his way into my company. And eventually became a partner, right? Not on paper, just verbally. And I made him head manager of my finances. And it turned out to be a really stupid move because I realized he's not really that trustworthy. And like, he's not really ethical. I didn't know that. But at the time, I remember the reason why I let him in was because I thought he had things I needed, like skills around finances and stuff like that. And when I look back, I'm like, man, I was just being insecure. I didn't believe I could do this. So I thought if I bring other people in, I could delegate it. So anytime you try to partner with someone because you want to delegate stuff is a bad idea. You can, not saying you can't build a team. Building a team is different. A partner with someone is it's a messy thing. I know very few people that succeed in a partnership in business. Very few. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying I'm not the person to ask, because I I don't look at like partnering with someone that is at my level or higher as like, I've never really wanted to do that. What I see is I take my team and I develop them and I work with them and I believe in them to become a partner of mine one day. That's because they also came from the bottom up, so they know me, they know my stuff. I trust them. There's already this trust built. So I would just want to partner. I don't know. I want to take things to the next level though. I've been approached to begin a partnership. Also as well, when people approach me for partnership, like I always have so many questions. Like, what's the motive? Like, if someone approaches you, there's always, because we have something they need, right? So that's the other thing. It's like, so what do you really need? What do you really want here? What's your goal? It's a lot of issues to partnerships. And I'm being realistic. I'm not even being pessimistic because I know it could work if you find someone, but it's just rare to find someone you're in harmony with that has a good attitude, that has, good intention, that actually has skills. It's rare, it's as hard as finding like, soulmate or like, someone to marry. It's not that simple. So I would much rather decline offers to partner with me and just focus on building my business. Taking your business from 10K to the next level is not about partnership. That's a stupid idea, actually. Because at 10K, I think you don't have enough. You're not anywhere yet to like partner with somebody. So you want to get to 100 grand, you could do it without partnering with anyone. Just put the right systems in place and you'll make money. So I hope that answers the question. Sorry, while we're talking here, my Slack is going off because we're making the sale. Good job, Rachel. I know she's watching. Oh, she's not watching. She's on a call right now. Someone's joining our program right now as we speak. By the way, you want to get to this point in your business. You want to get to the point where you're doing a Facebook Live and your team is closing a sale. It's thousands of dollars coming in. You're doing a Facebook Live. You're being a coach. You're being an influencer. You're doing your thing while your team is taking care of the business aspect. This is the stuff we do with our clients, guys. It's how we create millionaires because we know how to put systems in place and train the teams that you bring in for you to get to this point. My dream for every coach is to become a millionaire, and my dream for every millionaire is to become a leader. And what I mean by that is everyone who works this hard deserves to have a business where all we do as a coach is we just do the coaching part, the influencer part. Like I'm online, I'm sharing value, and I talk to my clients. Everything else should be streamlined. Your sales process, your marketing process, your operations, your onboarding, your program. That's where I'm at, and I worked really hard to get here. But I also had a lot of fun. It wasn't difficult because of my mindset. My attitude was, I love this. And so it doesn't mean it wasn't a lot of work. It was a lot of work, but I loved every part of the work. So it wasn't hard work. You understand what I'm saying? That's actually really deep. There's a difference between lots of work and hard work. Hard work is when your motive isn't there to do it. And so you have to force yourself to do it. It's hard, feels hard. But a lot of work means it takes a lot of work, which most people would say today is hard work. What they really mean is it's a lot of work. Because it is a lot of work to become a millionaire. It's a lot of work to build a business. Let me tell you something. It is a lot of work. You're talking about hours and hours and hours a day. You're talking about, lots of failures, lots of learnings, lots of self-analysis. It's a lot of work, but is it hard work? That's a perspective. Why does it have to be hard? Why can't it be easy? Because you love it. But it's a lot of easy work. You know what I'm saying? Volume of workload is high for sure. Lots of days. Like right now it's Monday. Sunday was yesterday. I still worked. I had a couple client sessions. I had one client session. It was amazing. Actually, Paul's on. I love you, man. I still work. It's a lot of work, but it's easy, man, because I love it. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Love you guys. If you guys are enjoying this, drop some fire emojis in the chat. There we are. Someone just hopped into the program. I'm watching the Stripe payment come in. Exciting stuff, guys. I want you guys to get to here, but if you need help to do that, you got to book a call with our team, and we'll talk to you, see if we're fit. If you guys are enjoying this show, drop that fire emoji in the chat. Hit some of the like and heart buttons. I'd love to get some feedback. If you have questions, drop it in the chat below, and we'll get to it. Next question here is, I've only marketed my program using social media. Is the only real way to scale to start doing ads? Hell no. We did 660 grand last month. It was like it was all organic. That's all social media. So here's the thing. Let me tell you a secret. Every method works if you know how to work it. Okay. Ads aren't better than organic. Organic isn't better than ads. They have their own goods and bads. Okay. They also aren't competitors. Like some people, the way we're marketed to by marketers is like, oh, organic is really hard, so replace it by doing ads. Or they say, oh, ads are really hard, so just replace it by doing organic. But this is actually the wrong message. It's an untrue statement because neither one are a replacement to the other. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you're trying to start a fire and you're like, oh, the tinder, the rock and the thing, whatever you're starting the fire with doesn't work. Try fuel, try gasoline. And you're like, oh no, the gasoline doesn't work, try tinder. No, they're made for two different purposes. Organic is by starting the fire. Because if you can't even get a book call or a sale from just posting in front of your ideal clients and getting someone interested in your offer just by literally a post or a live or something like that, or just reaching out to people that means the offer has a problem. We talked about this in the Journey to 500K a month, in the last live I did last week. It's in this group. But if you can, then what ads are is just fuel to the fire. Because if I know organically through social media alone, I can get to 10, 20, 30, 50K with my offer, then I know if I show it to more strangers around the world with advertising, then I'll also make more money. But advertising is never a replacement for organic. There's only one slight scenario where it can be, is if you have lots of money and you have lots of skill at marketing already, you've sold other things successfully, so you already know the process of how to make this work. You can speed up testing phases. Instead of organic, you do it through ads. That makes sense? So what I'm saying is, I can, if you have like $5,000 to spare, at $100 to $300 a day, you can run ad campaigns and test a bunch of angles, test a bunch of problems, test a bunch of desires, test a bunch of offers, essentially, to find out in the cold marketplace what is the best offer to go with. But if you don't have money or skills to do that, then organic becomes the way, where you have to keep posting every day, post different things, different angles, and try different things until you know one works and people want that offer. It's hot. Does that make sense? So, Lauren, if you're watching this, unless Chris is working again, yeah, you're going to be on the call setting. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm opening. I have Slack open for these questions. You guys are also messaging. My team's messaging Slack, so it just keeps showing up. Okay, so I hope that answers the question. Okay, Lauren, then don't worry about it. I've only ever marketed my program. So yeah, social media, you can get to hundreds of thousands a month. I have friends that do, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a month. They don't even run ads yet. Okay. So, and I came from, my first $250,000 came from webinar ads. So I know the ads game, and it's good. But I definitely think organic is way smarter to start with. Okay. Next question. I noticed after using some of your strategies, I started increasing my monthly revenue, which has been amazing. So thank you for from afar. Okay, cool. But I also noticed that I'm doing a lot more work. Is this expected with scaling? I'm not delegating well enough. I'm feeling exhausted and not sure I can keep up with the growth. That's from Michael Y. So I noticed after using some of your strategy, I started to increase my monthly revenue, which has been amazing. So thank you. Okay, awesome. So it depends on what that monthly revenue is, right? If you're burning out and you're only doing 10 grand a month, you're doing something wrong, right? Either your offer price is too low, either you're doing too many things to get the same client. Like, it's smarter ways of doing it. We got to 34 grand for me just doing some work. Actually, I did my first few $100,000 with not too much help on the marketing and sales side. I was taking all my sales calls, and I was doing a lot of my own stuff to book calls. My team was just helping me with the system work in the back end. It's only this year where I really stepped away and my team took over marketing and sales with me too. So delegation, I get an example again of how you got to delegate, who you got to find for what. So if you just follow that principle, that rule of thumb, when it's costing you money to do something, you bring someone in and give them a piece of the money so that you have time and they can do something that makes more money. That's how you should be delegating. But at scale, it's not going to be more work. The most of the work is going to be that first $100,000 a month. Most of the work, because you got to build the system in place for the program. You got to build the system in place for the marketing, build the system in place for the sales, for the onboarding. This is all the stuff we help our clients do in our programs. But we know it takes a lot of work. But for scaling past that, it's not more work. It's less work, but more needle moving work. So as an owner, it's not about me doing more to scale. It's about me doing less, but the only things I do is the things that move the needle the most. So productivity is about doing only what matters towards the goal, right? That moves the needle to the goal. It's not about busyness. And so if you're burning out trying to scale, it's because you don't know what to focus on. And because of that, you're not doing things that push the needle to your goal the most without you having to do more work. Technically, scaling should be about less work. It's not about more work. It's about doing more of what's working and more of it, but there's less of what's working. So only the 2 or 3 main things I do every single week, and I do a lot, and I do it really well. And that's what gets the needle moving. So hopefully that answers the question. As a beginner, is there any way, that's the next question. As a beginner, is there any way I can prepare to scale, or is it only something for people doing 5 figures months? Yeah, scaling is about going past $1 million, right? So Scale happened like like people. I know some people that are like scale to 10 grand a month. That's not scaling, guys. Unless your offer is like $50 or $100. I get that because you're going from 20 customers to 100 customers. But in high ticket, right, your cheapest offer price should be $5,000. $5,000. Some of my clients close beta clients at 5,000. Beta, not even high ticket. So at a high ticket, if the smallest price point you have is 5 grand, that's only 2 clients. You don't scale to 2 clients. You scale when you want to add a 0 to things. So you want to add a 0 to 10 grand. You want to add a 0 to 2 clients and make it 20 clients. Okay. So scaling is not, no, scaling is about you're already doing 5 figures a month and you want to get to 6 figures. That's scaling. But you don't go from 4 figures to 5 figures. 4 figures literally is, when we talk about 4 figures, you're talking about like anywhere from 0 to 10 grand, right? That's not scale. The best way to answer this question, by the way, is looking at my last video on the journey to 500K a month. You'll know when scale happens. Scale happens past 30 grand a month, minimum. Minimum. I would even argue getting up to 50 or 100 grand a month is not even scaling yet. Scaling happens like after. So I'll give you an example. I've been building foundations for a year in my business, and we were able to get up to $200,000 a month, and I still didn't think that's scale. For me, it was just like we got really good at selling higher ticket and less clients and finding those clients and closing. We scaled last month when we went from 250 grand in June to 660 grand in July. That's a scale. We tripled our business by doing more of what's working, not new things or different things, more of the current things and better. That's scaling, So hope that answers the question. I got a question here in the chat. Hi, Armin. Your organic marketing method is amazing, but do you think it works because you had first run ads beforehand to have the foundation of right audience already? Oh, hell no. Hell no. Great question, by the way. Because I know some people have run ads for a long time, then they do organic, and all their audiences from their ads is the reason why their organic works. No. For me, everyone I attracted through my ads in the first like 6 months of my business, none of them. First of all, they weren't even my ideal clients. So even though I was making money with the ads to the webinar game, it wasn't even the people I wanted, which is funny because ads are supposed to be more targeted. Like I found way higher quality people through organic, which is crazy to me, because I was taught the reverse by all these gurus, right? And in my entire list, even my Facebook group, like this Facebook group is filled with a lot of unqualified coaches that I didn't want to work with at the time. And so we never got to leverage our audiences. We had to start from scratch. This year we started from scratch all over again. But my organic had nothing to do with my ads. No, maybe I had maybe I had 100 people over 6 months of ads running actually follow my work because of an ad. That's sure, but it's not the foundation to why we did so well with organic. Hell no. Organic itself, it's a monster. And I'm pretty sure you're talking about the video I did, right? The hyperorganic system. So that was the overview. We give a breakdown of how to actually do it all step by step, and then a high ticket sales process and everything in our program. And we did organic from scratch the right way. We had a systematic approach to it. We had a content calendar. We had a lot of things. And it's really like the bird's eye view of organic is just like posting things that go viral. From the viral traffic, they check your profile out. From there, they check your Facebook group out, and then opt in somehow. Where there's the Facebook group or a post on your profile, they're gonna hit you up, or they're gonna opt into something you're like a 2-step. Or they go to your group, and then from the group, they watch stuff like this, and people go like, man, I want to work with this person. So it's really creating like a nurture pool. You know what I mean? It's really all it is. That's what organic's about. So that had nothing to do with ads. Now we run ads. I spend a couple $100 a day still. But now I just don't, it's not in charge of me. I have someone on my team that's taking initiative to want to learn it. And what we're doing is we're running lead magnet ads to push people to our group. So all we're doing is using ads to actually fuel our organic system, which I notice is the best form. And any company you look at there is doing 7 to 8 figures, 10 million plus. All of them have the same model. They're doing organic stuff to a group, or they're doing paid stuff to a group. But everybody has a front end for advertisement, like paid ads, and then they have a back end organically. So the follow up is organic, whether it be emails or through messaging people or calling them. That's the 8-figure model. So to get the 7 figures, you could just do organic and just book calls from your posts. To get to 8 figures, you need to create a nice streamlined process system where you run ads, where general people don't know you, get to know you. They go into your funnel. Like a tripwire, it could be a book or a PDF or something, or free thing. And you either call them or you push them to your group. So again, doing more of what's working, but just better. It's not about doing different things. Some of you guys hit like 10, 20, 30 grand, maybe 50 grand. And then you start looking for a coaching program, like who can teach me something different? Because for some reason, you think if doing something different is the goal. It's not. It's doing more of the thing that's already working, but better. So finding someone that's doing it better than you or at a higher level than you is what you need to know, because you might be missing elements. Mastery is about doing the fundamental things better, doing it so much until it's a second nature, right? Mastery is not about doing more things and adding different things. So hopefully that helps. There's no other questions. We could wrap it up as well. Good question, by the way. Just looking over here if we have any other questions. That's all the questions we have for today. So if you enjoyed the show, let me know in the comments below what your favorite part of this show was today. If you're on YouTube, by the way, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell if you enjoyed this show and you want more content like this. If you're on Facebook, make sure you drop that hearts or emojis, fire emojis in the comments below. I would love to get to know what your number one takeaway was. And again, if you're watching the replay, don't forget to put hashtag replay so we know you were here and where you came from. Guys, my name is Armin Shafi, and I'm so excited to be able to share so much value with you guys in this group. If you're not in this group yet and you're watching this somewhere else, make sure you join our group, highticketcoachingcommunity.com. If you're interested in working with our team, you just want to kind of get to know what we're about and how the program works. When you book a call, we give you homework to look at, and we answer your questions on the phone as well. So it's totally free to check out if this is the right program for you. If you're already loving this content, imagine what the paid stuff is like. So make sure you go ahead and book a call by going to highticketcoaching.com/breakthrough and just scheduling a call there. We cancel over 50% of our applications because we're only looking for the most serious people. So make sure you tell the truth on that application. Yeah, I know, Paul. I just saw it. I just saw it come in. So welcome, David. Just joined the program as we're live on the show. Excited, man. Excited to work with you if you watch this happen. So, guys, this is the number one show for coaches who want to scale their business and develop unstoppable leadership. That's you. Then I want to work with you. We go live every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern time on our YouTube channel. You can check us out, or in our Facebook group. We answer your questions. And if you want your questions answered on the show in advance, all you got to do is go to askarmin.com and submit your questions there. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next week. Go on and make the rest of your week the best of your week.